Hey, what's up, family? Today I want to talk to you about being open and honest with people. I made a video quite a while back about this, but I figured it's important to expand upon it. We're coming into a time now where we're, I wouldn't say being forced, but we're becoming more of allowing our heart chakra to expand out of our being. Um, and this is very important to become aware of. Um, and this is something that I've been exploring upon, because it can be a challenge if you allow it to be a challenge. And it shouldn't be a challenge in the first place. You know, being open and honest is one of the greatest things that and greatest accomplishments that you can have in your life, because it allows you to further expand yourself, you know, emotionally, spiritually. It creates that inner and outer balance that is required for you to continue on your journey. Because one of the greatest and hardest challenges, you know, humanity has set itself on is being open with things. Um, I've been learning a lot of inner, you know, learning how to reflect things inside into this physical realm. You know, I'm learning how to manifest what's within without, in a lot easier fashion. You know, once you create that balance within, then you need to start, you know, expanding it into your physical reality. And, you know, at least for me anyways, is I'm working on creating that open honesty and respect, and that showing love and caring in this physical realm, you know, allowing it to expand to other people here. And it's it can be a challenge because, you know, humanity isn't used to it. Humanity has been taught to shelter their feelings and set things aside. Um, I've been watching Star Trek, and you know, the many different incarnations of Star Trek. You know, the original Star Trek, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager. You know, each one teaches you a structure of some sort. Deep Space Nine had a lot to do with expanding your awareness and consciousness and learning how your consciousness grows and develops. Next Generation was more of a how the whole chain of command leadership stuff works, but also allowing things to be more compassionate with your fellow workers. You know, being there for them, but still being a leader and still following humanity's chain of command. It's quite interesting. And Voyager, I'm just now watching, and it's having a lot to do more with, you know, Voyager. If you're not familiar with it, you know, they got like slingshotted like a long ways away. Like it'll take them like 75 years to get home. It's a long time. So they're like a little piece of humanity in that ship. You know, that's all that's left. So they're having to learn to be open, honest, work together. But you know, it's creating a family in that area. It's looking beyond the chain of command like in Next Generation, but creating a family within that shit. So you're learning to be open and trusting in your surrounding people. You're not sheltering yourself too much. So it's been an interesting journey for me. I mean, you can learn a lot from things. I don't have cable. I watch like Netflix and stuff because for me personally, watching things, as long as it allows me to grow and develop in something, um, it can be a good way of expanding your consciousness awareness. How I talked about these shows, shows you that I look beyond what the show actually is. And that's how I view things. That's how I view and observe everything. I don't just take things just for what it is. I continue to expand and look beyond it. And that's just what I've been doing. I've been talking to a guy at work, about some of this stuff, and talking about the multidimensional aspects of things, and you know, um, he understands some of it, but sometimes he just smiles too. But it's all good. But I'm doing my part, being open and honest, and furthering expanding upon it. Um, and it really takes notice quite a bit. For the past week, I just been kind of, whether I'm in the break room, or whatever, at my work environment, on lunch or stuff. I always seem to be the center of attention. I don't know if it's because of my hair and my beard or whatever. I don't know, but and it's also the things I talk about too. I'm always talking about things that are quite out there, and it always takes notice, and it seems like people are noticing it more and more. So it creates a very interesting atmosphere. It really does. Um, it's pretty cool. Um, but it's continuing to expand upon it. I don't know. Also, learning how to be open and honest in your physical reality brings in your telekinesis ability, and listening to your guides, and that's something I'm learning on right now. Um, is when your guides, or your higher selves, or whatever, whether through meditation period or something, so on and so forth, if they show you a location, a person, an object, something, and it keeps reappearing, you need to pay attention to it. um, I've noticed that with myself. I'll meditate, and you know a place or a person or something will um, distract me, and I thought it was a distraction, but it's not a distraction. um, and this brings up when I Star Trek Voyager, is they had an episode of you know listening to your guides. There's a character on there, Chakotay. He's an Indian, and he was talking to the captain about discovering your guides. It was a very small piece, but it just was interesting how that popped up when, as I'm learning about this, little key things pop up that I need to become aware of. So I've been focusing a lot on why these certain objects become not a distraction, but something I need to pay attention to. So I'm learning about this, and this brings about an open honesty thing, because if there's a person that comes into play, right? Say you see a person, and for some odd reason they stick out. You don't know what it is, but they just stick out. Whether it's in your work environment, or maybe just a random thing, somebody sticks out, and I'm I'm still learning on why this is. You know, deja vu comes into play. Maybe I've done this before, or so on and so forth. Deja vu in itself is quite interesting. You can look up some interesting stuff about it. Is deja vu something that you've experienced? Meaning, are you still repeating in the same cycle and you're not learning what you need to learn, or um, is it really that your consciousness awareness has expanded so much that you already know what's going to happen, so you've already experienced it, but you're having the after effect of experiencing it again because your consciousness awareness is faster um, than this physical plane. So you're jumping forward and then coming back and then repeating it. So you're not really repeating the life. It's just that you were aware of it already, and then your physical form is experiencing it. If that makes sense. So that's what I've been going through quite a bit. Uh, it's pretty interesting. Um, and yeah, it just kind of blows me away, um, just thinking about that um, situation. But but yeah, you really need to pay attention to um, people, and discover why they're there. Go and talk with them, or um, observe them. Just find out why that person has caught your attention, because maybe there's something that you need to learn from that person to expand in your journey. Um, and I've come across it a couple times, um, misinterpreted it a couple times as well, because you want to make sure that your emotions don't become attached to it. That's one of the key things. You're just there to observe and then find out the reason behind it. So yeah, it's learning to pay attention to every little detail. Like if you see a bird all the time, what does that bird represent to you? Why do you keep seeing that same bird? Or say you see spiders, um, you know, anything can be a representation of something you need to take care of. Spiders are connected to webs, and webs can represent an entrapment, or maybe um, connections that maybe you need to cut off, or connections that you need to expand upon, because the spider, they shoot their webs to um, jump distance to to different areas. It can also be a way of leaving their old web behind and then going creating a new web. It's you just gotta pay attention to high detail on that, and I will. So it's quite interesting. It really is. Hold on a second. But yeah, that's just there's a lot more going on in your physical reality than you realize. So yeah, it's just allows you to become more. Okay, hold on a sec. My cat's trying to escape again. Got him? Okay. Never mind. Alright. But yeah, it's just paying attention to everything, every little detail. And yeah, just start, if somebody is, catching your eye, go to the source and find out why. Maybe they'll look at you weird, maybe they'll look at you funny, you know. It's hard to say, but, once you get to know somebody, they can end up being your best friend. You really never know until you um, discover it for yourself. And I'm learning this right now, so I'll just see where this takes me. But I figured it's very important to talk about it now. So that's what I did. So anyways, I think I'll go ahead and end it on that. Give you guys, a lot to just, learn to observe more. learn to observe everything. What everything represents. Um, and just become aware of why he may be seeing something repeatedly. Because you need to pay attention to it. It can be anything at all. Just become aware of it. So yeah, that's a good thing to become aware of and start experimenting on that. Because this will further expand your consciousness awareness, and it will allow you to become closer with your environment, learn more about your reality, and get closer to people, because these people that you may meet can actually help you um, further along your journey. So yeah, so at the end of that, if you got questions, let me know. You guys are all doing awesome. Um, Lots of things are changing everywhere. So it's quite an exciting experience. So anyways, namaste, 13 love to y'all. Love y'all very much, and I'll talk to you in a little bit.